TitleMatchNetwork.com.
You know, Kip Frey, he was, I'm not going to say he was inept because, you know, he was just he's an intelligent person, but I don't think he wanted the job. I don't think he wanted to be there. And I don't think that he wanted to have to deal with the people that were there.
Right.
Now, I don't know if Kip is still with, I think he went over to the Cartoon Network. Kip was a nice guy.
He wasn't a wrestling guy, though.
No, not a wrestling guy. And he was too nice, and he didn't understand the wrestling business.
Now,
that's what happened to Kip.
Another guy came in who's totally opposite of Kip is Bill Watts.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts when Bill Watts came in?
You know, Bill Watts is he's almost a clone of Jim Herd. And I mean, he's one of the most brash. He'll speak to anybody, you know, what's on his mind. And he doesn't care if you approve of what he says or thinks at all. You know, he's got his own idea about things. And, you know, I think that he could successfully run another wrestling company. But man, he needs some counseling dealing with people. Because people would run from him because, you know, they didn't want to speak to him. He's a hard guy to talk to. I could talk to him, but it was the same old thing, you know. It's like water off a duck's back, you know. It's like, he'd lay into me. I'll tell you what. There was a finish we were supposed to do in Philadelphia, and I don't exactly remember who my partner was, but it was Steve Williams and Terry Gordy we were working with. And the finish didn't go exactly as planned. So, you know.
Was it Rude? Was Rude involved in that? No.
No.
Okay.
And I don't remember who my partner was, but, you know, it was a big, I don't think it was a pay-per-view or anything, but it was a big show. But me being the senior member in the ring, he pulled me off in his office and he said, "You fucking idiot. Why the fuck did you do that?" And I said, "Man," "you're talking to the wrong guy." I said, "I got that match out of that mistake." I said, "You need to go talk to the other guys that you put in the match because they forgot where they were. They forgot the finish."
All right.
So here I am, I'm in the ring and I'm directing 3 other guys around because 2 forgot. So I'm directing it to try to get somewhere near where we were supposed to be. And he chewed my ass out over that. And we ended up with the same, with the same outcome of the match and trying to produce, you know, what the effect was that we wanted. But also on that time, I was on his booking committee and I was helping him. Hey, I had a guaranteed contract and I was there helping him book and I was going to these meetings and he pulled me off on the side. So I let him say what he had to say. And then I told him, you know, that he's talking to the wrong guy. I said, I had to be the general, you know, I had to lead the thing around. And then I told him after we left that office, we went back into the meeting with the, you know, the little booking committee. And I said, "You know what?" I said, I'm on this committee because you asked me to be here and help you. And I said, I don't get paid an extra dime to listen to you berate me and say the things that you say to me. I said, I'll just be at work. I said, you can do whatever you want. I said, but I'm not coming up here to this office again while you're here. And he was like, you can't walk out and leave. I said, hey, man, I'm not getting paid any extra.
Huh.
I said, check out my contract. So
That was it.
I was just, you know, then I was one of the boys again, you know, in the dressing room, you know, and I didn't have to do, you know, like what I had to do in that tag match, you know, like, okay, come on, you know, get your ass over here and do this and do that. And we're trying to have trying to take control of chaos, you know. So I just told him straight out. So I was on tour over there, and Jim Hurd called me in Japan. I don't even remember what town I was in, but Jim Hurd found me over there, and he said, I mean, I don't know how graphic you want me to be with this. I mean, if you want me to say exact words,
I would. Let's switch
straight.
dates. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess probably one of his secretaries, did the research or whatever and found out exactly where I was in the hotel. And Jim Hurd, is not one of the most soft-spoken people, on the planet. And in the course that we've been sitting here, I haven't gone into some of the true tones that I could have. But Jim Hurd said to me, he said, "You stupid fucker." He says, "What the fuck are you doing working over in Japan?" He says, "You've been hiding out. You won't return anybody's phone calls." He says, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "I know you're pissed off at me before, you didn't get your contract." He said, "But everybody else," he says, he said, "we had to get everything in line." So he says, "Everybody here tells me that you need to be working here, so get your ass back over here and let's work something out." So I had to tell Baba. I said, "Baba," WCW is offering me a job, and the head boss called me, and I said, "I'll see if I can work something out to where I can work with both of you." Jim Hurd didn't even call me to his office that time. We were standing outside the building in Houston, Texas. I think we were at the Summit, something like that. He said, "Okay, goddamn it, what's it going to take for me to keep you here and keep you satisfied?" I said, "Jim," and I never spoke back to him that way because, my theory is kill people with kindness, because when somebody knows that they can't piss you off, it murders them, it eats their ass.
Definitely.
So I said, "Well, I tell you what," I said, "I know what these guys are making." And I said, "I want to be fair with you." And I said, I'm not gonna try to kill you or the company, with what I'm doing. But I said, "I tell you what, I want a 3-year deal." I said, "This is going to be easy for you." I said, "Give me 2 years at $300,000 and a 4th year at 4." And I said, then, or a 3rd year at 4. I'm sorry, I think I said 4 years, but a 3-year deal. So 2 years at $300,000 and a 4th year at $400,000. And I mean, I said it that quick, and he answered me so fast back that I went, man, like I knew I made a mistake. I probably could have asked for twice that. Because, he said, "Okay, I'll have the papers for you tomorrow."
Wow.
So he had the contract that fast.
Right.
But I mean, he was a nasty, he handled different, everything as far as business differently. I never saw a different side of Jim Hurd. So Jim Hurd, to his wife and family, might have been the nicest guy on the planet. But man, I mean, dealing with him business-wise,
bad business.
Yeah, he just, and he was a successful businessman too. But as far as wrestling, he wasn't a people person, and he just did not know how to talk to anybody.
TitleMatchNetwork.com